What's good, YouTube? This is Charles, the face of trade tables, and we're back with another Rogue Deck Tuesday deck profile. Unfortunately, we were not able to get some actual tournament footage because we ran into some technical issues with the camera work, mostly storage problems. I have to upgrade my camera uh, product so that I can do better. Um, Footage for you guys as well as be able to hold storage more consistently. Right now, I've honestly been using my phone. Um, but we did have a tournament yesterday at Gilded Drake as usual, and um, it went well. We actually got first place at the locals. I think it was a 8-man local, so not too big, but there were some competitive decks there. Tier being there, as well as we had like a runic control, dark world. We also played against machines, earth machines. So the tournament was not bad, but yeah, we did pretty well. The deck performed extremely well, so getting first place was really good and a pretty good accomplishment. We're not gonna sit and drag on for too long. I have done a Predaplant deck profile here on this channel before, but this is now an updated one. More on the budget side. So we're not playing Bestials. I do own them. I just wanted to keep this more roguish and more on the budget side of things. So this is a branded Predaplant deck, obviously without a Bestial engine. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get this started. Starting off with our Predaplants, we have three Predaplant, what is it, Cherry Sundew. This is one of the key cards. I know some Predaplant players only play like one or two of this. This card is actually one of the cards I want to see in my hand at the start of every game. This allows me to bait out negates quite often. So having this card in hand, in combination with a few other cards, just makes it so that this is literally one of the best cards to have opening hand. Next, we do have Predaplant Buffalicula. This is another card we play three of that you definitely want to see opening hand. This in tandem with the Chimeria Sundew gives you a lot of setup to get into your level 5 Predaplant Fusion. So this card is super, super important. Of course, now we have our three searchers. This card, Predaplant Bybelith, is so good. Like, the fact that it can get its effect no matter how it is sent to graveyard is amazing. So by cost, by card effects, whatever the situation is, it gets it effect as long as it is sent to graveyard. So a really, really strong card. This is definitely one of the other cards that you want to see at all times. And then the last, not the last, but the next three of, this is the last three of for Predaplants, which is Scorpio, Predaplant Orpheus Scorpio. This card, granted that I didn't find myself using it a whole lot due to the fact that most of my card effects were resolving. But this is like a backup plan. This is a very key card. I think I resolved it once, and that was the only time that I actually intentionally activated it. But this is a very key card, allowing you to get to either your Sundew, your Cobra. Those are the two that I usually go for most. To summon out, Sundew allows you to immediately fusion afterwards once you put it on the board. Cobra gets you a fusion spell. So that is it for this one. The next one is Cobra. I do play two Cobra. Some people play one. I think two is perfect. Three is too much. One is too little because you don't want to draw this card. But you do need it in the deck. This is your searcher for any of your needed fusion spells, whether it be your Predator Prime, your branded fusion, your instant fusion. This card is like the star card of the deck, surprisingly. It is your big main combo piece. All right. After that, we do have one of the Triantis. I play this because it is really good to set up for fusion plays on your opponent's turn. It's also super good the fact that if you open that plus both follicula, that's basically instant fusion. This card is really solid, super good. I think it's definitely mandatory at least one, maybe two. And then the last but not least of the plant engine itself is Stay Sailor Ramiran. This card is the one card. It is the literal one garnet of this deck. Like, I'll be really honest with you. You want to play this card because it's a light target for your branded fusion to go into Albion, but at the same time it also dumps like a plant monster from your deck, allowing you to dump Byleth from the deck, or even dump the plant fusion monster, the Predaplant fusion monster from the extra deck. But outside of that, it's just not a great card. So when you draw this card, it just doesn't really feel good. But that's it for the Predaplant engine. On from the Predaplant engine, we go into the small branded engine. As far as monsters is concerned, we do play two Albaz. I think that's all that's needed. Just two Albaz. You don't really want to draw them, but you definitely need them in the deck. And if you do draw the one, it kind of feels, icky. So we play the two Albaz. And then we do play one Blazing Cartesia. Blazing Cartesia is another really good light target. This actually replaced Fairy Tale Snow from the last build. So this is actually a nice, when you get full combo, this is the card that you normally go for off of your branded fusion when you dump, because this then allows you to set up for the next turn, putting it back in your hand so that you can do more fusion plays on your next turn. So this card is super, super good. And last for the monsters, the one monster hand trap we play is 3 Ash Blossom. That's it. Like, this is all I played for monster hand trap. So that's the monster count of the deck, which was, I think, 22. On to the spells and traps. Spells and traps. So we do play 3 Predapractice. This is also one of the key starters of the deck. Allows you to summon a Predaplant from hand. Special summon a Predaplant from hand, and then search a Predap card, any Predap class. So basically any Predaplant or a Predaplant spell and trap. So you basically get any Predap card to your hand, and it locks you into fusions. But I mean, this deck, the whole point of this deck is to fusion. You're not really doing anything else. You're not linking. You're not XYZ, no synchro, just straight fusion. So the other good side about this deck too is we do play 3 super polymerizations. The one thing about this deck that's super, super good is that it has the means to fusion with the opponent's board a lot. There's a lot of different ways to fusion with the opponent's board. This being one of them. Chimera Sundew being another one. And then there's a couple other cards. But yeah, 3 super polymerizations. We do play 3 branded fusion. Obviously, this is probably the best opening card that you can get in any variant of a deck that plays branded engine. So yes, 3 branded fusion, absolutely. Until they decide to limit this card, I think every fusion based deck should play branded fusion. So on to our other one-ups for this deck, one being Predaprime Fusion. This card is really good. This also allows you kind of like a Super Poly fusion with the opponent's board as well. So super, super solid card. I really like it a lot. It's searchable. And with all the Predap searching cards, so you definitely should play one, I'm absolutely sure. One of the other one card starter, which is Instant Fusion. Amazing card. It literally starts your whole combo by itself. Boom, boom, just does everything for you. Instant Fusion, just kind of just like how with Telements. So this card is amazing. I feel this card is gonna get banned one day, but. And then the last spell we play is Call of the Haunted. You don't want to get ashed, so you got to have that Call of the Haunted in the deck. So that's it for our spells. On to the trap cards. We actually do play a reasonable number of trap cards. First being we play 3 infinite and permanents. We have to have some sort of interruption for our opponent's turn. I think Imperm is a really solid card in this meta right now because there's a lot of like hard monsters that you need to just to prevent. Like they chain block so much that Ash is just not so good. So Imperm just comes in a lot more handy in this situation. We play 2 Banishment. This is what I mean by we literally use our opponent's board for fusion quite often. So between Super Poly, Predaprime, and Banishment, as well as the Predaplant monster whatever Sundew, however you pronounce it. We have so many ways to fusion with our opponent's board that like your opponent has to be very wary about putting anything on board when it's your turn, and sometimes when it's even their turn. So, and then last but not least, I think one of the best traps in the deck, it's Predaplanting. This card sitting for costs a Predaplant monster, which allows you to send Blybeth right off the bat, which is super good, and then putting Preda counters on everything on the board. With Draco Stapelia on board, this literally inherently becomes a monster negate, as well as the fact that when you're using your Predaprime and your Chimera Sundew, it allows you to set up for the monsters with the Preda counters on them to be used as fusions, as well as there's a couple fusion monsters that have good interactions while Preda counters are on monsters on the board. So this card is really good. That is it for the traps. All right, and that's the main deck, 40 cards, nice and simple. We did really well. We will now go on to our extra deck. We played 2 Predaplant Amuletus. This is the card. I don't know why Konami didn't give this card a foil. I absolutely believe this card deserves a foil. This card is insane. It just does everything that Predaplants needs and wants, and just makes the deck so good. So good. All right. So yeah, I played 2 of these. I don't think 3 is needed. 2 is all is needed. Like you most of the time only ever need to resolve 1, and then you can cycle it back if you're playing your cards right. So with Brain Diffusion combos, Lubellia and stuff like that. So like getting it back is not a problem. So 2 is just fine. We do play 2 Predaplant Draco Stapelia. This is your other main Predaplant engine interruption that you're always going to primarily go for. This card, people should know by now what Draco Stapelia does. You put a counter on a card, its effects are negated, activated effects are negated as long as it's on it and he's on board. So yeah, good size, good card. All right. We have 1 Chimicleraphus. This is more of just a generic fusion target. Nothing really great. I never really went into it, just in the deck for that reason. We do play 1 Starving Venom, another generic fusion target, super poly, stuff like that. We play this. This is the big boss card, the Minimus Dragon, the Fusion Dragon. This card came up once. I didn't summon it very often, but it is good to have, especially with Predaplanting. So. This one right here, Triumphanum, however you pronounce it. This card was super good for me. It won me, I think, 2 games yesterday. So 3 darks, 1 field for its fusion requirement. So really solid. One of the best cards of the deck is Guardian Chimera. You can get to this pretty easy. Going second and pop cards, and it's amazing. Like so, this is one of the best cards. And then onto our branded engine. We play 2 Mirror Jade, 2 Albion, 1 Alba, because Alba is kind of needed in the deck. And then we play 1 Lubellian. I don't think more than 1 Lubellian's ever needed, so only 1 Lubellian was it. But the deck did well. We got first place, like I said, out of like 8 players, so not a huge tournament, but for locals, it was pretty fun, good time. I think I had 3 wins and a draw. That's what it was, 3 wins and a draw. So getting first place with the tournament, and we had a good time. So I appreciate you guys checking in as well. Hopefully next week we will have our video situation taken care of and be able to have actual tournament footage. I appreciate you guys stopping in, supporting your boy, checking out the videos. Please like and subscribe. This helps get the videos notification, as well as get this channel to grow, because we're trying to get it to grow. We are looking So we're almost there. We're at like 70 subscribers right now. So we're looking to get to that 100 subscribers, trying to get to 3 digits, and then from there start working up. So come on, guys, hit that subscribe button and let me know if you like the content and are looking for any other cool rogue decks that you want to see played at our locals. All right, this is Charles, the face of Trade Table, signing out. Peace.
Now that you've made it to the end of our video, don't forget to check out our Facebook page, Instagram, and Twitter, where we keep you updated on trade table games as well as Yu-Gi-Oh news and updates.